Thank you all. So what I'll do here, I'm just going to present to you all the agenda for today, and we'll have the CEO of KiawiTech step in and continue coordinating the program. So the agenda for today, we have it in 4 parts. So this is just the first part, which is going to be basically presenting to you the agenda, what I'm doing now. We're going to have a welcome from the CEO and all these other little things that are going to be coming in, right? The second part of the program is just going to be about, we have a placement test that we're going to take for this class. We'll explain to you why that placement test. We have a survey that you're all going to take to match the schedule of this class. What days do we want to get this class? So we're going to take a break from there. When we come back, the management of KiawiTech is going to go through this placement test. It is automated, so it's not going to take us long. We're going to go through the results, come back and present to you what we think. If this class if we can have 2 or multiple, just 1 batch of class. Then the last 4 is going to be a program for next week. So it's really an intense program. We'll try to do everything to limit it within 2 hours and 2 hours, 30 minutes. And we'll do our best if it does not get up to that. So at this point, I'm going to pass the floor to the CEO of KiawiTech, Dr. Dennis Kiawi. Sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate that. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Happy to see all these beautiful faces. It's a wonderful day. I'm happy that you actually created time to join this orientation class today. This is always the most important class of the year whenever you decide to join this program, because it gives you room to to listen to the program, listen to the course expectation, and have an idea what we're all doing here, and give you also room to ask questions, because a lot of you here have not made up your mind. You still have a lot of questions in your mind. You don't know if this is the right thing for you to do. So we hope that towards the end of this class, that urge that really pushed you to come to join this class, you have 45. Okay, guys, I have to, whenever I meet you, there are a couple of people, when I see a lot of background noise, I'll meet you, all right? So we hope that we will be able to go through this program and benefit from the exciting opportunities that the IT world has to offer. So again, my name is Dr. Dennis Kiawi. I'm the CEO of KiawiTech. We run this as a group, and we're going to go through a couple of things here today. So KiawiTech has been existent for a couple of years now, and we have successfully trained over 50 students. We've placed over 20 students in the US economy, and we are very proud to say that KiawiTech has contributed over $3 million into the American economy. Our students are very successful because we do the things the right way. What you're going to see in this class is that we stick strictly to professionalism, because this begins your journey into the IT field. So even though you might be comfortable with a couple of faces that we see here, but we still require that you treat every class session here as a business environment. So let it be as professional as possible, you know. So, so I want to welcome all of you. We will spend a couple of hours here with you to guide you throughout this program, and I'll help answer a couple of questions that you have, and eventually come out with a schedule that will guide you for the next 6 to 7 months with this program. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead right now and give room for the team members to introduce themselves. I'm starting by myself. I work as a Azure Solution Architect. I started off as a database administrator. I did a same program like all of you are sitting here. I sat down just like that. I went through the program. I started working, and I decided to go ahead further to give back to the society, and that's why we are here today. So I work as a cloud computer engineer here in Houston, Texas. I've been doing this in the IT field for over 10 years. I have a PhD in analytical science. So I've actually changed a lot in my career, you know. This is just to let you understand that in life, you have to follow the trend and where things actually go. One when you look at the trend right now, you see that IT is actually the leading trend, and there's a lot of benefits that come along with it. You know, so I've had experience in digital background, as a teacher. I've had a research background, and right now we are doing this teaching and giving back to you guys. So that's a little bit overview about who I am. You're going to hear more about myself as we dwell through this program. And I'm going to go ahead and give room for next person in this group. We have Barbara Fozo. I'm going to give room for her to introduce herself and say a little bit more about.
Hello, everyone. My name is Barbara Fozo, and I've been in this field now for over 6 years. I started off at account control technology. I went over to Houston Astros. I'm currently with the Tarrant County here in the Dallas, Texas area, but I'll be starting a new position early next year with the University of Houston. And I have a background in English language and literature because I'm an ex-student in ENS Annex of Bambili. But then when I got into America, I noticed that, just like Doctor said, you need to follow the trends of things. So my background is actually English language and literature. But today I am an instructor with the KiawiTech, as well as I'm a senior DB already in the field. That's just to tell you that those of you who are joining with little or no knowledge on computing, you have nothing to worry about, because we take you from zero to everything. Family-wise, I am happily married. I am a Mrs. Chinda. I have an 8-month-old son. I mean, that's one of the sweetest things about my life now. And some of the things that I like doing, I like teaching. Teaching to me is a hobby. I like helping. I'm very, very communicative. I respond ASAP to my WhatsApp messages, to my emails, and to my calls when I'm not at work. And I'll really be happy to help us walk us through this journey as long as we are collaborative. I believe that each and every one of us seated here, we've had a taste of what life is all about. And I trust that if we have ventured into this, then we definitely want to conquer. And I'm very ready to take us through that journey. As time goes on, you will know a lot about me, and I know that you will enjoy working with me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Barbara. So you guys will be meeting all these faces as the program continues. You will have classes with every single one of these people that are introducing themselves today. So so I'm going to give room for Brian Chongwai. Brian is a senior database administrator and program coordinator for this program. So Brian, please.
Hi, everyone. So again, I want to welcome you all and first congratulate you for even considering to take this program over here at KiawiTech. So I am Brian Chongwai. I have been in the IT field for over 9 years, starting from the Cameroon Cooperative Credit Union League, where I worked as an IT assistant. Moved over to the US, considered doing nursing, did my CNA, was a very good CNA, taking CNA of the year, CNA of the month. I was very good at taking care of old people. Was convinced to go do nursing. When I wrote the entrance exam to a nursing school, I passed, and it wasn't my thing. So I decided to enroll in college here. I went to Tech, where I had my degree in computer network systems administration, but I don't know how to configure a router. That is how bad it was. So I was working as a help desk assistant, help desk analyst, or however you call it. How I got myself into the database administration field. One day I got a call from Dr. Dennis telling me, hey, I got a job in San Antonio and I want to come in. Do you have where I can spend some nights while going to work? I'm like, yeah. I reached out to a friend. I said, oh, my brother is coming here to do this. I didn't know what he was doing. Over a bottle of beer and a slice of meat. One day, Dr. Dennis, I asked, hey, what do you really do? He told me, Brian, this is what I do. I'm a database administrator. I took the class from this person, and I also teach this class. I was like, oh, what do you do? He told me we take backups and stuff like that. I'm like, with my knowledge in IT, I understand what you do. Is this something I can join? He encouraged me that I should join. At that time, the class had already started. So I came in, he was like, okay, with your knowledge, I'm just gonna put you in a senior class. We're just two of us. All of us have jobs now. So I joined that class. I took it very seriously. Within the first 3 months, I was already going for interviews. And the first interview I went to was the position he had in San Antonio that he left. Within the first 6 months in that class, I had a job in Houston. I worked in Houston as a database administrator for a CCC insurance company for 2 months, 2 weeks as a junior database administrator. But I really wanted to move back to San Antonio. So from there, I decided to start applying, where I now got a job as a senior database administrator, the only one in my company in San Antonio. So with my seriousness and how I've loved to help, I like teaching people. Even out of KiawiTech, that is what I have always done. Dr. Dennis had to say, hey, Brian, I see you can give back to your community, come and join this team. And that is where I am today. So that is a little bit about me. I like to teach. I have a loud voice, not like I'm yelling, but I have a loud voice, and I lay a lot of emphasis to make sure that my students or those that I am instructing or teaching, they understand what I am saying. I am very dedicated in what I do, not trying to give praise to myself, but even though I'm doing that, I'm dedicated in what I do. Other students, they can tell you that, and that is just how the team for KiawiTech is growing. So that is a little bit about me. Going back to the overview of KiawiTech, I get to the next part. So KiawiTech, our goal is just to build an IT community where we know each other. If you look at this, when you get to start going for interviews, you understand that the Indians, they have taken over the IT market in the United States. You don't go for an interview and you don't see an Indian. So KiawiTech is trying to replicate that thing, not just for Cameroonians, but everybody who really want to fit into the IT field. That is our goal, and that is where we want to get into. So you are in the right place. Welcome. And I pray we all ride this on together. So thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So you guys are going to meet more people that are very, very instructive, very, very important for your success in this program. So we do run a couple of different programs that happens here. And I'm going to bring you your attention to that as time goes on. The program that you are going in today is called Microsoft SQL Server Database Administration. This is not the only program that we have in here. We have a lot of things that will keep you very busy once you join the community. So what is really our goal? Our goal is not just out here to teach you the material and leave you on your own. We are actually out here to make sure that once you step in here, your final goal should actually be a database administrator and also be in the field of IT. Because if you look at the percentage of the minority in the IT field, you see that the Black community or people of other origins are very, very less represented. And others have been doing this. This is not because this is difficult. It's just because of the awareness. You know, most of us don't really know about this, but there's a lot that you can benefit from this. This is just your beginning, but you are opening a door into an environment that has so many other opportunities. I'm not sure that in the next 10 years, all of you sitting here will see the database administrator. You would have figured out something better that you want to do that meets your expectation and you move on. But this is the right time and the right path to start something in the IT field and figure out really what is good for you. Or just stay as a database administrator because you make really a lot of money from this. You know, so we have here a lot of people that are introducing as time goes on that will be helping you as a mentor. We have a mentorship program that runs here. So where every single individual in this class will be placed with a mentor. That person will accompany you from the day one all the way till the day you get a job. That's one. Secondly, we do run also a program that never stops. It's been going on since this program started. And we call it Tuesday webinars. This Tuesday webinars actually is just there to make sure that once you get a job, you are not just left on your own. You are still there to bring in back all the problems that you're facing at your job. We're going to be there to help you. That class runs one every week, every Tuesday for 3 hours. And we have a one-on-one sessions where students can literally book a one-on-one session with us, and we will help you actually resolve some of the problems that you are facing if you don't really feel comfortable doing it here in class. We have that also.
Okay.
And we also have interview and project preparation phases that we spend a lot of time on. We're going to come to, but for now, let's talk about database administration. What is it all about? All of you know what this is. A database is a database, and on your phone you have a database, right? In every single company that you have out there, every single one of them has a database.
Oh, come on, carry him now.
Brian, please, can you take care of those the noise and be muting the lines? Okay. So Microsoft SQL Server Database Administration is a relational database. It helps you, designed by Microsoft, and it helps you to manage corporate world databases. You know, and this is designed for all IT professionals. So the way we design the course, we target all IT professionals, whether you are already an IT professional or just someone aspiring to join the IT field. This is the right course for you. And in every single company, you have a database. And your job as a database administrator is to ensure that that data is protected, that data is available, that data is securely available only to those that actually are authorized to view the data. And it makes sure that it's available within a very short period of time. That's your job as a database administrator. And if you look at it and see the potential involved with database administration and the companies that actually manage databases, you see that this is a field where once you step into it, you see the job stability and you see the necessity in the society. Database administrator is one of the critical positions in every single company that you go out there. Whether the company there's a downturn or not, a company will still need to survive, except that company is filing for bankrupt. And so long as that company survives, that company has data that needs to be. So,
please, let me just get it. Please mute yourself. I'm trying to look for those. I'm trying to look for those who are making noise. It's getting a little bit. Just mute yourself. Everybody, go ahead and mute yourself. Who is logged in with 1111 guest?
I muted it. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just make it this way to be fair for everyone. Just mute yourself. If you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask a question. Are we good with that? At least so we have some quietness in the background. All right. Thank you. All right. So who are our target audience, right? Aspiring database developers, whether you want to become a data scientist, a data analyst, a data engineer, or just people who just want a career change, you fit for this. Because the way we offer this program, we have different kinds of programs that are offered based on your IT level. That's why we have a placement test at the end of this, where you're going to take the placement test and we're going to give you recommendation.
Good.
Kind of class you will feel like you actually
I
should.
paid for something. I need.
All right. So, typical day of a database administrator. What do you really do? You take care of security, right? Ensuring that only authorized users are able to access the database. You ensure that the corporate world database runs smoothly. You ensure that it's highly available whenever they need it. And you are involved in planning, designing the architectural design of the company, and you're responsible for taking a backup and restore whenever a disaster happens. And if you look at your phone, I don't know how many of you have ever looked at your WhatsApp phone at exactly 2 o'clock. You see that if you try to access WhatsApp at 2 o'clock, WhatsApp is taking a backup, right? That is a job of a database administrator, making sure that that data that you have there is constantly being backed up so that if a disaster happens, you can restore from the backup. And that's why nowadays, when you switch your phone, you don't lose the WhatsApp text message that were there. You don't lose your phone numbers because all those information is being backed up. That's why I'm saying all of you are already database administrator without even knowing. You know, you do that on a daily basis. So, talking about job stability, whenever you're going into a field, you need to know how stable the job is. And the figures I'm going to give you here, they are backed by all types of sources. You can go online, do your own research. Don't only rely on what I'm telling you here. Do your own research to validate what I'm telling you here. Nationwide, database administrators are in high demand. And if you can just look at it right now, as we speak, most companies that offer data centers for corporate worlds are overcrowded. The surge is incredible. If you look, most database administrators right now have not lost their job. People are losing jobs everywhere. They're having difficulties, or not even losing job, but losing salary because companies are shutting down. But most database administrators, they're still there. I've been working from home right now for the last 4 weeks. You know, a dime has not shake for my salary. I see as if I was working on the normal day. It's only when economy really gets to a certain recession rate that you get affected. But now, so that just tells you how stable the job market is for database administrator. And for this class, as you go through this class, I assume that by the time you're done with this class, you should have had a mid-level knowledge of expertise, which means that I'm expecting most of you, when you're done, should fall the salary range between $80,000 and $120,000. That's how much a mid-level database administrator make. Well, you do have junior databases that falls left of $80,000 and sometimes roughly as $80,000 per annum. So this amount here are annual payments, that are annual salary for database administrator. Now, extrapolate yourself 2 or 3 years down the line as working as a database administrator. If you earn anything short of $120,000, then you are seriously underpaid, right? Being underpaid. Those are the salaries. And you have career perspective. Just being in the field of database administration, you can become a database manager that gets from $140,000 and above. You can become a senior data scientist, you become a senior business analyst, and the higher you go, the more money you make in the field. And now let's look at a couple of sources to justify these values. If you look at this site here, which is a Glassdoor, this is a website that when you are done with this program and you start the interview phase, I always refer you to websites for you to check your salary before you go for any interview. When you're going for an interview, make sure you go on Glassdoor, type the company name, type the position, and you're going to know approximately how much the company will pay you. Glassdoor places nationwide roughly at $93,000 for database administrator. So this is always the average. What you see here is the average. Some go below and some go above, right? But this is always the average salary, and that's where you should place yourself, because when you go in for interviews, you're always going to be asked, what is your job report expectation? How much are you expecting to make? So you should not oversell yourself as well as you should not undersell yourself. Have yourself at the right amount, you know. So Glassdoor puts you at this. You have another site here, which is US News. It places database administrator in nationwide at roughly $87,000 for the median, and which goes all the way to $140,000. And now this is a study that was made by this guy called Brent Oza. This is a very popular database administrator, MVP in the field of database administration. You can look him up. Once you get into the field, these are some of the people that you need to follow. He did a study last year collecting hundreds and hundreds of responses from database administrator to gauge how much they actually make in their company. And you can see here that in 2017, you had roughly 920 respondents that placed their average salary at $102,000, right? And you can see the salary is growing with time. So this year, the study was done this year, and you have about $109,000 as annual salary. So this, again, are median or average salaries out of the whole study. Now, stability. How do you place database administrator? How do you actually measure how stable a database administrator is compared to other IT fields? Now, the reason why I brought up this slide here is for you to really look at it. This program is a 6 to 7 month program, and you are going to make roughly a salary that are highly competitive with people that have spent 5-6 years in college. Now, looking for example, if this is an IT manager, a software developer, computer system analyst, database administrator, and computer programmers, all these different career paths require you to have at least a bachelor's degree and roughly a couple of years of experience to be able to make this amount. but look at how database administrator measures compared to all of them. So you are doing a wise decision as well as saving costs on your investment. Because in life, whenever you study, you should not just study because you need to have a degree. You study because it's an investment for yourself, and you are trying to see what is the return of investment of how much of what is the return of my investment, right? So you see here that every single one of these here, you will spend thousands and thousands of dollars in college, and always student loans, to make roughly the same amount of money as database administrator. And this is average, meaning that once you've worked a couple of years, you're able to even top the top of this chart, you know? So, okay, so I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to hand over the floor for Brian to continue with the course outline, what we really expect from you throughout this. So, Brian, please.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. So, actually, on the agenda, before I get to the course outline, we're gonna first of all talk about why MS SQL database administration and why KiawiTech. So the reason why we think you have made a good decision to study Microsoft SQL Server Database Administration is because we understand that most of you are familiar with the Windows operating system. Microsoft SQL Server database applications, they run on a Windows operating system. If you have a computer now, I want to bet you your computer runs Windows, and you already know how to get into your computer, log in and do something. So that is the basic knowledge that you already have. There are other relational database management systems out there that people ask, okay, is it Oracle, is it MySQL, is it MongoDB, or is it MariaDB? Most of those relational database management systems, they run on a Linux operating system. And the difference between a Linux operating system and a Windows operating system is that with Windows, it's mostly a graphical user interface where you see the things that you are clicking on. But if you want to do something like Linux, Linux is mostly command line. It is also good, but it needs some level of expertise to be able to type all of those commands, because seeing something and clicking it to us is more important, and it's easier to learn and understand than trying to type something or perform certain functions without seeing actually what you're doing. So at this point, we believe that Windows is easier for you all to understand. And if you get into this program and you want to learn other things, you can go ahead and learn them. On the other side, we see that you all already have some database administration knowledge. The way we say this to our students is that your phone itself, as Doctor mentioned earlier, is a database. And what level of administration do you do on your phone? Your phone, you have a password that you use to log into your phone. Your phone, you have videos, you have contacts that are being stored in your phone. So all of this information is stored in a phone directory, your contacts. So that phone directory is already a database. What do you do? When you want to have somebody log into your phone, you can give the person a username for your phone or a password. Okay, log into this phone, right? At that point, as a database administrator, that is what you do. There is this database in the company. The only difference is it's not on your phone, but it's not on a computer. If somebody needs access to a database, you go in there, you create a username and a password, and you say, okay, you can use these to log into this database. If your phone, if you are trying to switch your phone from Apple to probably Android, what happened is you back up your contacts from the Apple phone, might be in a hard drive or something. When you get the new phone, you just copy those contacts into the new one. That is called migration. And in database administration, you have a server today, and tomorrow they said, okay, I want you to move these databases from this server to this one. And this boils down to the 5 main responsibilities of a database administrator. First, you ensure that there is disaster recovery. What happens if this server that has this database is gone today? What do you do as a database administrator? The same with you have your contacts backed up in the cloud. If your phone is missing today, all you need to do is get a new phone and you re-download all those contacts from the cloud. That is the same thing when it comes to database administration. You have to ensure high availability of that databases. Anybody needs to have access to that database at any time. It's just like you have to also ensure that these databases are backed up. When there is no disk space for the databases, same as in your phone, when you are short of disk space, you cannot get more videos. What do? You go to the shop, you buy an external SD card, you put it in your phone, then you migrate your videos to them. That is the same thing that a database administrator does, because databases run on computers and they need space to run on these computers. You need to ensure that the databases are performing smoothly, right? That is under performance tuning and monitoring. The same thing that you do on your phone. On your phone, what happens when it is running slow? You either say, no, let me go ahead and restart the phone. Might be it's because this video was playing at the background. You go ahead, you kill that video, you restart your phone. The same thing you do as a database administrator on a computer. So you all already have this basic administration knowledge, and just transiting that knowledge from your phone to an actual computer is really good. So that is the general overview. So now, why do you need to take this program here at KiawiTech? At KiawiTech, we understand that most people are coming in as with little or no experience, and we start this program from scratch. We understand you need some basic knowledge to create a folder, you need to understand what a computer is, and we have a well-outlined scheme of work that we're gonna follow. It's really intense, and it's, for the most part, it's hands-on. A lot of people online, they offer this program for 3 months, but be realistic. If you come into this field and you don't have any knowledge, you cannot do this for 3 months and you secure a job unless you're going Monday through Friday. So we have a comprehensive time frame for this. We have tested it and we have proven that it is working. We have 6 weeks, 6 months. Actually, it can extend to 7. Within these 6 months, this program is split into 3 parts. The first 4 months is for us to go through the syllabus that I'm going to present to you. The last 2 months is for us to go through projects and interview preparation. So it is really intense, and we are so dedicated to help you. We are available 24/7 to make sure that you get the material. For those who are local, if you are close to any of your instructors or any DBA around you, we arrange one-on-one sessions. Come to my home, we arrange a meeting at the Starbucks, we do anything, and we will walk you through just as time permits. So going through the program, I will let the CEO drive. So this is an overview of what we do. So we give you the possible career path. We start by giving you computer basics. So on the computer base, you know what a computer is all about. We give you an overview of SQL Server. We give you, if you go down, so you see, we give you, you start from scratch, how to install and configure. And we use all the various versions of SQL that are out there. By the time you leave this class, you can keep going, doctor. By the time you leave this class, you'll be able to work with SQL Server versions from 2008 to 2016. You'll be able to design a database. Like your phone, you already have a database in your phone that stores your contacts and your videos. By the time you finish this class, there's a project where you develop a database of KiawiTech to manage the students of KiawiTech, a database that will track all the students, the instructors, and the courses that we offer. So you're able to do that hands-on. Students have done that. You go to building and managing indexes. We did mention about performance. The databases need to perform well. That falls under performance of the databases. Keep going. We have table compression, all how to manage these databases. So basically, this program is well intense and it's well structured. So by the time you are done with the 6 months, you should be able to do all of these things. So everything that is expected of a database administrator, as far as that hands-on experience and practical is concerned, at KiawiTech, we offer that to you, and you will be able to do it within the first 2 weeks in class. You'll see how you'll be surprised with what you can do. We're going to teach you how to run some basic select statements, select information, how to manipulate a database. Selecting information from a database is just like you going to your phone and saying that, hey, I want to call Pangwa. You go under your contacts, that's your phone database, you search for Pangwa. So that is the same thing that you do with select statement. I'm looking for this name of this student in the database. So we give you that training as well. We go as far as giving you everything in relation to managing a database. And the last part of this is about the replication, which is a high availability solutions and disaster recovery solutions that we have in SQL. You have replication, you have setting up database maintenance task, backing up a database. We have also setting up managing indexes, setting up always on disaster recovery technologies, and all that good stuff. Believe me, this time you just get it as if it's a song that we are singing. But by the time you are done in this class, these are things that you will be able to do them. You'll be able to build virtual machines. You'll be able to configure networks because we don't just limit you to database administration. By the time you leave this class, you'll be able to communicate with stakeholders, those that are involved in managing an enterprise in the IT department. You have a knowledge on database administration. You have a knowledge on system administration because you're going to create and provision virtual machines in this class. You have a knowledge on security, how to deal with firewalls, and you have a knowledge on networking, how to build a network, because those are things that we're going to do in this class. Not to take your time so much, I'm just going to draw us to the next thing, which is going to be testimonies from some DBAs that we have. Then we'll get directly into part 2 of the program, which is going to be introduction to a placement test and a class schedule survey that we all need to take, right?
Okay.
So our expectations. Our expectations in this class is what? We encourage you to be in class. In as much as we record every class and we share it with students, it is always good to be in class. The way we teach this is just like you sitting with me right now. You can see my screen. I'll be able to see your screen as well. And I'll tell you that, okay, if you are not able to do this, click here, and click there. It's just the same like us seeing each other. The difference is just that it's not physical, right? That there's that screen. We see each other on the other side of the screen. So we'll be able to give you this. Just commit to us that you attend classes. We know there are exceptional cases where you will not be able to make it, but we also have catch-up classes that we set up to make students meet up with the other students. The next thing is our expectation is at least 95% to be successful. If you follow what we say in this class, believe me, 95% is going to be successful. So be realistic. This program runs for 7 months. Are there students who have joined this program and before the end of the program, they have jobs? Yes, I am one of them. Are there students who have joined this program and at the end of the seed month of class, they have jobs? Yes. Are there students who have joined this program and after they get a job after a year? Yes. Are there students who have waited for up to 1 year, 6 months? Yes. The last 2 students that got a job from KiawiTech, they actually were one of the first 2 badges in this class, and it took them 1 year, 8 months. The good thing about it is these students, they did not give up. They kept pushing. They kept pushing and learning. And at the end of, before 2 years, they were able to get a job. And believe me, they'll be making more than 100,000, right? So if you commit to be there, we assure you that stay with us. We have a Tuesday class that is continuous. You will get a job. Do your homework. That is one of the things that we lay emphasis on. Do your homework and participate in group work, because by the time you join, we group you all in groups. We assign a mentor to you all. And that is what how you all gonna be working, right? So what we'll do is 6 to 7 months. It's gonna start from April to October, anticipated. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. We're gonna have 2 months, within these 6 to 7 months, 2 months is gonna be intensive projects and interview preparations, right? The schedule for this class is gonna be determined in a few minutes or so. So that is just that introduction. I think we are having, the next thing on our agenda is just to have testimonies from some DBAs. I'll have Dr. Dennis coordinate that.
All right. So we always, every single time we have orientation, I try to bring a couple of students. I don't call you guys here in this class students, actually. You are trainees, right? This program is not a school. This is a trainee program because you come into this class with hands-on experience. The first day you're going to start practical work till the last day of this class. So you are more of, this is more of training kind of session. And that's why when you leave this class, you can literally apply for jobs that demand 5 years of experience, because we know and we have tested it over and over that what we provide for you in this class and the amount of knowledge that we impact into you, you can apply for jobs demanding 5 years experience. And true, it always works very well. So we have a couple of a senior database administrator that actually has a similar experience. That will always bring them in here to actually encourage you. And also for those of you that are still having doubt in mind whether this is the right thing for you to do, to share their own personal experience with you. So it might actually encourage one of you. So I'm going to start up today with Meg. Meg, if you are here, please, can you just, please just limit it within 1 minute so that we don't drag it too long. So just say 1 or 2 words with them, and then we'll move on to the next person. Your line is muted, Meg. You might
Hi,
want to unmute yourself.
hello guys. Good day. I'm trying to put on my video so you guys can see who's talking.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, can you see me now?
Yes, Meg. Yes, we can see.
that's fine.
All right, cool.
That's fine.
Yeah. Your line is muted now. You have to unmute it. Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. We can see you now.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes.
I can't even see myself.
But we can see you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let me just go ahead and talk. Hi guys. My name is Meg, literally, and I'm from Nigeria precisely. And just to make it quick as much as possible, I just want to say welcome everyone. You know, glad to have you guys here. And we as well have gone through this training. And I can tell you one thing for sure is that you guys are in safe hands. And literally don't think it's gonna be easy. No ride is easy. We all know that. You know, it just has to do with your determination and how prepared and how much hungry you are for this very passion. I came into this country, I'm more than 6 years in this country. I moved from Nigeria precisely, like I said. And I used to be into entertainment back home. I do have a degree back home, mass communication. So I've always been into entertainment and communication as well. And moving to this country, I went into healthcare industry. You know, basically, you know, when you move over here, it's like you're starting your life all over. So which I did. I went into health industry and all of that. But just to make it easy and very quick, I'm glad when I came in contact into this very program, and I won't lie to you guys. I actually had another person that I actually did a training with, but I can tell you one thing for sure, and I'll be proud to say that is when I secured my first job, it didn't go well because literally the knowledge I have today, I can tell you guys one thing, I didn't have it back then. So you might think that, okay, you want to go do this class somewhere else, but I can tell you it happened to me and using myself as a testimony. I'm not trying to bring anyone down or anything like that. I appreciate anyone or whoever I come in contact with because it's either a blessing or it's a lesson. It depends on how you take it. But the truth is that I've gone through this before. And like I said, my first job wasn't easy. I literally lost the job. So like I said, I don't think it's going to be easy. It's not going to be rosy. So you need to be prepared. The first thing first you have to do for yourself is to be with the right clique. Let's put it like that because like Doctor said, we're not students. You know, you guys are not students. So we treat everyone respectfully over here. So don't think you are lower or higher than anybody. We are all equal. It's like a family union for us. So, you know, we play, we joke, we laugh, we get serious, we scold ourselves, but everything, we laugh at ourselves too, you know. So, but that's what it is. That's what family is all about. So, you know, but going on this journey in this class, I'm a senior DBA right now, and I can tell you guys the knowledge I've acquired, and I'm still more hungry for it. As well as a SQL DBA administrator, which is a senior part. And I'm also, the company that I work with now is called Xerox, is up to the standard of Microsoft. And I can tell you one thing for sure, you know, we also have Azure architects. Just like Doctor said, there are a lot of different fields in IT that you can venture into, but one thing is you're on the right path. And I can't emphasize my testimony enough, guys. I'm literally an example, you know, and, you know, as long as you have your phone every day, like they said, like the senior, like the instructors have already told you guys, you're already a DBA, you're already an administrator, but you don't know it, you know, but this is a time to channel your path. You know, I left healthcare to be into IT, and I can tell you one thing for sure, I don't regret it at all, okay? So once again, you guys are welcome, and we'll be seeing more of you guys in this class. And this is a journey we all are here for you guys, and we want to venture into this with you guys, and you guys are definitely welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Wonderful. Like I said, we have a mentorship program in this class. We place every single one of you under a supervision or mentor, a senior database administrator in the field that will accompany you throughout the training. So for you not to succeed in this class, it will only be your own decision, because we will do everything possible to make sure you succeed. You know, so we are there for you. We are there to actually cater for you, but we can only give you 50%. but the rest of 50% has to come from you. If we do our part, you don't do your part, it's gonna be really difficult for you, you know. So let me give room for Emmanuel. Emmanuel J, are you there? Emmanuel. Okay, if Emmanuel's not here, it looks like I saw Norris. So I don't know. Norris was here.
Doc, can I quickly talk? Norris, can you go back?
Can you go back? Yeah, he's about to leave. Norris, just hold on. Let me just quickly. Okay. Yes, John Paul, please. Yes.
Hello, guys. My name is John Paul Wadike. Most of you, I don't know, if you're from Africa, you should know me. I'm an Hollywood actor, right? I came into this country 2016. This is my 3 years now. And I don't want to waste much of your time, but I don't know nothing about computer. Nothing. Just to click. I don't even know how to click. I don't even know where to. All I know is that I can start it, but I don't know what to click. Like, they have to direct me what to do. So, but now let me just tell you the truth. I came here 2016. I've been doing housekeeping. When I came in contact with Doc, my life changed. I learned this thing. I put my head down, talked to God. I was reading, following the assignment. I was paying attention. Pay attention. I was reading, doing my assignment. After the training, what I do is that after the everyday class, I still go through revision, like try to do things on my own. And after everything, I was able to do everything well. So after the whole class, after the whole stuff, I went through the interview preparation, passed it, and I have to go face to face to get this job. Right now, I earn 110. 110 for what? For just senior DBA at like 5 years experience, right? So now my life changed. So even my wife, who's a nurse, I'm even earning more than her. But one thing you should know is that professionally, people that go for this stuff are people that went to school for it. But this is not about school right now. This is about what you have in your head. Can you be able to bring your head down to study? So this is real. So if you're in this course, man, you've just joined the moving train. That's what I would tell you. Thank you so much. And you know, my advice again is that pay attention. If you've chosen this career, man, I give you within 6 months, your life is going to change. You will start enjoying money like me. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, for John. I mean, most of you know John Paul. It's a movie actor. You know, for those of you who watch Nigerian movies a lot, you would have seen that face over and over. Has over so many years of experience in the movie industry, and got some very funny movies. You know, I like that. I don't want to talk about some of the movies, John, but there are some of them are really, really funny. You know, but you see, this is just an example for you to tell you that this is not reserved for certain kinds of background, right? You can have any background in this, and if you are willing to learn, we will do everything possible to make sure you succeed. All right, Norris.
Hi guys, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. So my name is Norris Akuta. From the video that I'm seeing, I can see some faces that I know. So the first thing I'll tell you is that you guys are on the right path. And a quick overview of myself. Actually came here like 6-7 years ago, and I was working as a debt collector. And the day I met Doctor, you know, we talked about this. Doctor is my in-law and my friend. We talked about this, and I had to study this for just say 5 months. And since then, my life has been so sweet. I had to move from, and then one thing about it is that if you want to study this, you should be ready to move from one state to another. Don't limit yourself. So I have to take my first job, move to Oregon. I was there for a while. From Oregon, I came back to, my first job was here in Houston, and then Houston, I moved over to Oregon. Oregon, I came back to Dallas. And for a while now, I've been working from home, like from since November. So guys, like, as we are talking right now here, you guys might not see some of these faces often, but during the interview preparations, you see us like every day because it's a big team. You always see some people during interviews because we are actually dedicated behind you so that we all can succeed. Because, you know, I want a situation that tomorrow, if I have to send maybe my little brother go to this company and do an interview, that person should be able to see Auntie So. That person should be able to see somebody from KiawiTech. You know, that's how this family is growing. So again, I will appreciate everybody for joining today. And I also want to promise you again that you guys did not choose a wrong path. This is the right path and you guys are in the right place. So we'll be talking again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Norris. Thank you so much. And so many of you sitting here have actually spoken to Norris before actually calling me. So you know him and you know how serious it is. If he's referring you, bringing you into a program like that, it's because he knows the value behind it and he knows it's going to change your life, you know. So practically all database administrators right now are working from home. And that's the beauty behind it. So I'm just going to go ahead and give room for one last person, and then we will open up the chat for your questions. I have Emmanuel Ngalabe who is online. Ngalabe, please.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
All right, doctor. Thank you. And I want to say congratulations to all those who have taken the bold step to start. They say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, and this is the bold step. Just this decision is a great decision. But what is going to make you go through is consistency and your dedication. Mm-hmm. You have to be consistent in what you're doing, and you have to be dedicated to it. I am a product of KiawiTech, and right now I am a senior database administrator with Methodix Hospital here in San Antonio, US. This is actually my 4th week on the job, and I've had a lot of support all through the program with KiawiTech, after the program, and even through the interview process. So be rest assured, KiawiTech is going to take you all through to the level where you succeed and even beyond. So guys, stay motivated, keep the focus, keep concentration, and above all, don't give up.
Use your mom's comb.
Those who give up, I mean, well, we're going to still have people like that, but those who give up were never those who are determined. Don't come because you are coming to try it. Come because you are coming to become a DBA. Right now, I have the pleasure of working from home. And it's not just going to be like that because of COVID-19. I'm going to still have 2 days that I can work from home. I basically determine my schedule, but all the one is that I put 8 hours at my work when I come to work. So I can go to work at 8, 6. I mean, it's a flexible thing. The job of a DBA is not that demanding like other fields. So if you get these skills and you have the knowledge and you're able to, you know, do your performance and everything put in straight, you literally have more time to study while doing the job rather than, you know, doing something. Mm-hmm. So I encourage everyone that is here. You have a very great resource. Everybody have introduced themselves, starting from Doctor down to Brian. These guys are dedicated. You can call them at odd hours and they're gonna answer you and give you guidance and direction, even at your job, to continue to be able to succeed. So there should be no reason whatsoever for somebody to fail, because you are already in the success part and you have joined the succeeding team. So I encourage everyone, I'm not gonna talk much. I myself, a lot of people here that I know me. They know that I passed through KiawiTech to become what I am. So I'm not just talking from, it's not just a propaganda to, you know, have people come to participate in KiawiTech. Here it's not as if it is money making, no. Here it is supporting your own. And we're gonna be there even till when you get the job. And after that, to ensure that you keep the job and then you hold other people's hand to be able to make them succeed. So please, guys, welcome on board. Take whatever thing you learn seriously, and please ask questions. Ask questions when you don't get it. Get to whoever you can get for clarification. If you don't know something, don't sleep. Ensure that you know it before you go to bed, whatever is taught. That's just what I have to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That's a very good point, right? Ask questions. Ask questions, right? You see, I'm always saying there's no stupid question in this class, because we all come from different backgrounds. Some are really advanced, some are still slow, but don't let anyone intimidate you, because you are in this class, you are entitled to the same knowledge like everyone. Don't let people move ahead while you are still behind. That's the difference between university education and taking a training from a professional school like this one. You know, because here you have the right to determine the speed in which everything will go. If you don't understand anything and we're moving ahead and you're staying behind, you can never blame us because you let it happen. So ask questions, be motivated, be ready to study, because you have the right resources for you. You have the right resources to help you succeed. And I'm just going to give room for one last person that has spoken to a lot of you in this class. And I just want her to, Karin, just want her to quickly say one word, and I'll open up room for questions. I know you guys have questions. Karin, you here? Karin? Okay, all right. So since, so I'm going to go ahead right now.
I'm here, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Please.
Okay, I don't have much to say, but I just want to say welcome on board, guys. You guys are in the winning team. And if you are determined enough, then you are at the right place. Everything is just determination, focus, and studying, asking questions like Galabe mentioned, and you're going to make it. At a certain point, you'll feel like giving up, but please don't give up. This is the best way to follow. This job is very flexible. And I feel like, you see, right now we have a virus that is taking all over the world, and people have lost their jobs, but we are still working. So choosing the technology path, especially IT, is the right path. So I wish you all the best and stay focused.
Thank you so much, Karin. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to go ahead right now and give you one reason, one benefit why you should take the class with us. We already talked about this over and over, but this is just to let you understand that, one, we are not just a professional training institution. We help you actually pass through all the hurdles that you're going to face out there to succeed. Here, once you've started this program and you go through the program and you've paid your fee, you have unlimited access to all the platform. If you feel like the knowledge that you did not get enough throughout the training, I always tell this to everyone: if you want to repeat the class, you will repeat it at no extra charge. Right? We will not charge you for that. But we don't encourage you to that, because I know that if you follow this, you will not see any reason to do that. That's one. Secondly, you are being placed with mentors that will mentor you, guide you throughout. You should not be making the same mistake that we did some years back if you have people that you can talk to. So don't let that happen to you. Make good use of that. You are joining a community that is very vibrant. Everyone that is here will be looking up to see that you succeed. Every single one of us want to see that you succeed. Our goal is to make sure that you get out there, because I want to make sure that tomorrow we can sit out there and see communities of us doing things and making decisions that affect this community. You know, so we want you to succeed. We help you throughout the training. We provide you resumes. Once you are done, we help you with the resume writing, and we guide you throughout the interview process. And you'll be providing the software for this program for free. Very expensive professional software. Just the Microsoft program that you're going to use for this program is roughly $15,000. If you go online, you can check it. But this is, we're giving out for you for free. You're not going to pay for that. That's something that a lot of people don't easily have it. Most of the training that you go out there, you're going to do the training with free editions, which has limited resources. But we provide you professional licenses here, because we want to make sure that you are able to re-simulate the same kind of environment that you have in the corporate world. Because when you leave this and you get a job, there shouldn't be any reason why you should panic at work, because you are doing the same thing that you've been doing for the last 6 months. So that's why we go the extra mile to provide you with corporate world licenses. Every software that you're going to use will be there. That's one. And we have boot camps that are coming up where we organize meetings and people we invite external speakers that will bring in new technology, and we encourage also all of you to also come in and join this field. Bring in ideas that you're learning out there and be able to participate. So we encourage you to do that. When those boot camps come up, please subscribe, take advantage of it because it will help you a lot. And finally, we have a webinar that takes place every Tuesday, which is more or less like a free consultancies for you. So we have a whole package that we're putting under this umbrella for you at a very, very affordable rate so that you can go through it, right? So with this, if there's nothing from my team members, I will open up room for questions for those who have questions. Okay, any question? Now it's time for you to unmute yourself if you need to ask a question.
Okay, I think I can go first.
Yes, go ahead, Tara.
Hello, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, according to my research, when I just started, I made my mind okay, and do a DBA. I first went online, research a lot about it, like how to become a DBA. But now most, what I saw usually was have a degree, you come out from this, you have your maybe masters in this. So I was like, okay, now this one is a 6 months course. After having it, right, and now yes, what matters is what you know upstairs. But as your certification, when you go now for the interview, depending on the company, go for an interview, the action of your qualifications. Yeah, so you as a how put it, you don't have a degree because now most companies don't want to look for those experience and your certificate, all those stuff. Now are you in a lower hand? Like, are you in a disadvantage having just this 6 month certificate anyway? Are you secured or in big competition with those that have their degrees and or why not?
Okay, thank you so much. Very, very, very good question. What I want to let you really understand, and this answer goes in different based on where you're actually located, right? If you actually live here in the US, you would have easily realized that US degrees are not important in this country. I mean, it's not like degrees are not important, but when it comes to employment, degrees doesn't play the primary role. What plays in primary role is the experience. If you can prove in this country that you have the experience that is necessary for that degree, takes a different priority. It's no longer the priority. You see a lot of jobs here, they're asking for directors. And when you go down to education, school requirements or educational background, you see that most of the time they talk about high school diploma and so on. So I'm not saying that degrees are not good. No, I'm not saying that. But what you need to understand that if it's here in the US, right, you should focus on having that experience. Keep money out. You already know that as a DBA, you're going to make a lot of money, but keep that at the back of your mind. Don't let money be the only focal point for you right now. Try to understand this thing, because with understanding, knowledge becomes like an additional factor that money just flows. Things just go into place when you know it. So always put yourself in such a position like, I want to become an independent person. And if you need to become independent, you should understand the thing, not just because you want to work for somebody, because when you do like that, you will try to understand the stuff and it will help you get better. So that's for US. Now, for those who are out of the US, this program for countries that really relies a lot on certification and degrees, we do also guide you on types of certification that you can take for this program. Right? Microsoft offers a whole range of certification out there. We don't offer certification classes, but we guide you and we will give you all advice what type of certification you can take to justify the knowledge that you have. But for my US candidates here, I will tell you when you are done with this program, focus on getting a job. Once you have a job, your company will help you get a certification. Let them pay for the certification for you, because that's the way it goes. 99% of everyone that's gone through this program and are working out there started working with no certification. I'm not saying certification is bad, but I'm just telling you at what point it really becomes important for you in this program. Does that answer your question? All right. Any question, please?
Yeah, so yeah, please, just a minute, Now,
okay, go ahead.
You mentioned certification that you can apply that certification. So what are going to, what's going to be your resume when you're applying for it, if you have no certification yet? So what's actually going to be your resume?
Okay,
when applying for a job?
Very good, very good. So when you are applying for a job, even you can have 1,000 certification on your resume. If you cannot justify that during an interview, nobody will hire you. A certification does not give you a job. So which means that you will still be interviewed, and it's during the interview that they will test your knowledge, whether you really know what you're talking about. So when you go through this program, your resume will have, you saw how long the syllabus is. So all those single syllables, those are projects that students have been working on, I have worked on, and every other colleagues have worked on that we've gathered. We have a whole library of hundreds and hundreds of projects that we put together, and you guys are going to be working on that. So from the first day all the way to the last day of this class, you work on nothing else but projects. So those are the projects that are going to be on your resume. You know, you're going to put on your resume the project that you've worked on. And when the company looks at those projects, they see that this is the kind of thing that we want. Mind you, you are being called, most of the time, you are called either a database administrator, a database engineer. An engineer in an IT field is not an engineer in the engineering field, right? This is not the kind of way you're looking at it, but Microsoft will call you a database engineer because you've learned the stuff such a way that your level of competence qualifies them to call you a database engineer. That's why this program is highly specialized. You can go through most educational institutions. It's very, very unlikely that you're going to see a course syllable that targets only this, right? And that's really the rather unfortunate thing. Sometimes when you really go on for a 5 years college, the thing that really makes you get the job is a prerequisite, not a prerequisite, an elective that you take towards the end of your class. And that elective sometimes is just like a 2 or 3 months elective. And that's the thing that will really land you a job. What am I saying is that here we focus. This knowledge is highly specialized. We focus on what the business world wants out there because we know what they want. And we give you that knowledge. And when you have that on your resume, and they look at it, they feel comfortable to bring you in for an interview. And when you come in for an interview and you really justify what is on your resume, there's no reason why they will stop you because you don't have certification. They'll give you the job.
All right, thank you. I think that's
just to add to what Doctor said. Normally, when you look at any job description out there, right, most of the job description will tell you that, like education qualification, they will tell you 3 years 3 years degree or equivalent work experience. So by the time you leave this class, your resume should have at least that 3 years work experience to be able to do what GBAs who have been working just for 3 years with a degree can do. So that one is already taken care of. Most of the job descriptions will give you a degree or equivalent work experience. You are leaving this class with that work experience. On the other side, no, training or taking a training to be able to do something is different from training to pass a certification. If we want to train you all to pass certifications here, it's 2 weeks. We have certification questions that we just come and sit here and we said, okay, cram these questions, this, go and write and pass. It will be 2 weeks, you get certified. So what happened is one of the students who just spoke earlier today, Emma, he had his first certification today to become a Microsoft certified professional, right? He's already a database administrator. He had that experience to sell himself out there and got a job, but he just got the certification now to add more value to his resume. Do you really need that to get a job? No. Can it motivate a company to say that, okay, because you have explained this and this other person explained the same, you have a little bit advantage to have a job because of certificate? Yes. I myself, I've been in this field for long. I just got certified late last year. I'm a certified Microsoft certified solution associate in database administration. I did not need that to get a job. I just have that and I don't even use it. You know, so we give you hands-on here, and at the end of the hands-on, we encourage you. We provide material at very minimal cost for you to study and get a job. Very minimal cost, and we walk you through to get a certification, and we walk you through how to use that material. Most of our students now, I'm just going to relate this to the question that was asked earlier before Doctor came in with Microsoft stopping certification. Oh, Doctor, you want to take that?
Yes. So Microsoft has actually stopped quite a lot of certification, and people should not get alarmed when they hear Microsoft has stopped certification. Even when everything used to be in the past, certifications are valid for 2 or 3 years max, right? You cannot become certified with Windows Server 2005, and we are already 2025. You are still stuck with 2005 because you are certified. Your knowledge is outdated. Technology changes every single time, and you have to evolve it. In the IT world, that's how it is. It's not like in other fields. Once you are certified, you have a degree, it's always there on your wall. No matter how long it is, you're fine. This is IT field. Things change. Phones, we're using all phones right now, smartphone. If you were certified with those phones back then, which used to have that tab, do you think that knowledge will still be important today? It's not, because they have moved on. So certifications, Microsoft just stopped it because it's time to move on. It's time to move on, and they are going to release the next batch of certification soon, which will tell you how you can actually prove what you've learned right now based on the current state of technology to be able to justify that. People are just alarmed because when Microsoft stopped it, they didn't immediately provide an alternative solution to that. But by summer, except that this coronavirus stopped the whole thing, summer, they were supposed to release the next set of certifications that will actually go into that. And for those of you who will eventually go into the cloud technology after this, and you want to go into the cloud-based technology, you already also have Microsoft role-based certifications that are available that you can take. But what I want to let you know is that no matter what certification you take, that certification is valid 1 or 2 years, and after that, that knowledge is useless. So you have to evolve as technology evolve. And this is okay. It's beautiful. It's because you are in the field that things are always changing. It keeps you always working. And it's exciting because it becomes part and parcel of you. Human beings are easily fed up when things become redundant. And when you work in the field where things are constantly changing, it's exciting and you like it. So that's the way Microsoft addresses that.
Yeah. Can I come in now?
Question, please. Yes, Jarvis.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I have just a small worry. I have 2 questions here. I don't know whether I should ask them just ask the 2 questions at once.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. My first question relates to the job experience issue, because we know that most of the time in this country, they don't ask you about the certificates you're having or the degree you're having. But they always want to see where you have worked before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm asking, how will you guys help us in that domain in building this resume to actually show that at least we have some experience on the field? Will you give us that support too?
Yes. So when you get towards the end of the class and we start helping you in building the resume, like I said, we started with you. We will hold your hand till the finish line. We're not letting you. So, and that's the difference between what we have here at KiawiTech and other institutions you have out there. This program, if we just wanted to go through this syllabus, we are done in 3 months. Done. You go and you're on your own. But that is not the plan out here. Our goal is not to finish the program. Our goal is to accompany you till you get a job, and that's why you see it long. Some people always. I've had a lot of students that come to us and say, no, we want an accelerated program in 2 months. Our answer is always very clean and clear. You cannot do it with us because the standard is different. Here, we teach you to know the stuff because you represent ourselves out there. That's why we've been successful here, because we stick to our plan. We know that we will finish the program, and we want you to understand this thing. It's not. There is one thing to have a job, and there's another thing to keep the job. If we go through this program, you cram the material, you go to an interview, you recite the whole thing. When you get a job and your manager stands behind you and say, hey, Jarvis, can you please move this database here? And he's standing behind you. Are you going to call me at that moment to say, hey, how am I going to do this? It doesn't work, So we cannot let you get out of this program just because you've crammed the material. So we help you throughout that. And for that job experience part of it, we come in there to help you support that, to make sure that when we get towards a job verification purpose, we are there to actually give you the verification that you've actually done this thing. And we do this all the time.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And my next question is
Yes.
actually on the issue of certification.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard what you guys have said about the certification, and I'm really pleased with that. What I want to actually find out is, for us database administrators, which kind of certifications can we go in for if we choose to go in for certifications in the future? What type of certifications can we go in for?
So right now, as we speak, Microsoft still offers you the certification, the Microsoft Certified Database Solution Associate, and till the certification was actually to be retired in June, right? But Microsoft pushed it till January. So all of you here, you can still take that certification. And even when it retires in January, Microsoft still says the certification is valid for the next 2 years, right? Which is already falls within the normal norm of every certification that you take out there. When you take a certification, after 2 years, that certification is invalid. Not like invalid, but the material there is, nobody will look at it out there and value you because you have that certification, you know? So you are still not at a disadvantage. So if you decide to go and take the certification route before the end of this year, which is January when the thing is supposed to expire, if you take it before then, it's still valid for the next 2 years for you. And before then, Microsoft would have released the next set of certifications that are available out there to prove what you have. But like I said, here in the US, certifications are good for career advancement, but certifications are not important for you to have a job. That's very clear.
And just to add to what Doctor said also, you know, at KiawiTech, we understand and we are going with the trend, right? Now, most companies are working with databases on-premise, like it's not in the cloud. But in the next 5, 3, 4 years, you see most companies are going to migrate to the cloud. We don't just limit you to this database administration program. We also have a class that teaches Microsoft Azure Database Administration. Once you are already a DBA on-prem, then you can transit now and take this class just to grow. This is a continuous process. We at KiawiTech, we are looking at the future. We go there, then we bring up our students to meet us. Right now, Dr. Dennis, he was a database administrator on-prem. He studied in Microsoft Azure, and he's now a database administrator in the cloud, an Azure architect. I myself, that is the direction that I am going to. I like to go for certifications. I have my first certification in Azure Database Administration, just Azure Fundamentals. So now there's a new certification that is coming up, Microsoft Azure Database Administrator, that's going to be available on the 9th, right? If you are already an on-prem DBA and you want to grow, which is what we expect from our students, then you should be looking at taking this training, looking for a job beyond database administration. So we have all of this in place to guide you. We are not just teaching you, but we have that knowledge to guide you and advise you what kind of certification you can take. Apart from that, there is also a database fundamental certification that never gets expired. By the time we start this class, we'll provide you resources where you can be studying alongside and also take that basic database administration certification, which is MTA. So that is just to say. A question came in the chat. You can also ask your questions in the chat. I'm just going to handle this. This was asked by Zion. Hello, sirs. What is the difference between a database and an information system? So what I will say, a database is part of an information system. A database is actually a collection of related information, like the phone book that you have in your phone. That is a database. So that is part of an information system. So an information system now is like an integrated set of components which can include a database, it can include a web application, it can include everything that this company has in place that helps them manage their information, providing this information or resources to their customers. So information system is just like a general company structure. What are the various IT resources that they have that makes up that information system? I don't know if that answers your question, Zion.
All right. Any question, please? Any other question?
Hello?
Yes, Ernesto, yes.
Yeah, greetings to everyone in the house. My name is Mfo, like Ernest. And I strongly believe that if all of us stay positive and ask questions, as Galabe said, we're going to make it based on the syllabus and that Chongwan has laid out to us. But I have two questions about the syllabus. The first question is this syllabus going to be accessible to all the students so we can reach out to it and maybe spend some sleepless night ahead before the class. So, you know, I for one, I like to ask questions in class, but before I ask, I mean, let me go ahead and read what I may study before the next class. So, you know, I have when I'm going on as the class is going on, I should be able to see where I'm lacking and where I can ask questions. And secondly, I want to ask that as this syllabus is laid out to us from the start to the end, is this how it is going to be taught, or we are going to be, or you guys will be changing, like for example, how can I say,
I understand what you mean. Just go ahead. I'll explain that.
Yeah, okay, like creating like for instance, creating a database, and then on that, like you creating tables. So what I'm asking is it going to be like a unit, like continually, like from start to the end without skipping or make?
Okay, thank you so much. Very good questions. First question, yes, the syllables are made available to every single one of you, right? We will provide the syllables for you, and we will also provide you with e-copies of all the books that we recommend. We recommend more books, but there are a couple of books that will give it to you for free as part of the package. You can go ahead and buy more books, hard copy. Some people like hard copy to read it. You can go ahead and buy the hard copy. You will have this given out to you so that you can read ahead of time. And now to talk about the chronology, how the materials is being handled, we will always let you know what topic is coming up ahead of time. But this class doesn't go from the first page all the way to the last page. But by the end of this program, if you go through the syllables, you will see that we've touched every single one of those points highlighted there. You know, sometimes there are certain topics that are better taught together, you know, and you can't just wait till you get there before you teach the topic, you know. So that's just to guide you. But at the end of the day, the way we follow the program is actually based on how everything progresses.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Doctor.
Yes.
This is Henry Ikane, popularly known as HED.
Oh, yes, yes.
I have a question. I mean, I've heard everything, and so far it is very, very encouraging the way you take your time to analyze and answer questions.
Mm-hmm.
It really spawned somebody like me to want to know more. Now, you know, there's also something in life that man proposes and God disposes.
That's right.
What if you start the class, and I'm not saying it's me, I'm just asking a general question, and something happened along the line and you have to back out, maybe to attend to something very important.
Mm-hmm.
How do you meet up with the past classes, or do you have to restart again or continue, or you have somebody to brief you on past topics?
All right. Brian, you want to take that?
Yes. So thank you so much for that question. The first thing that we'll say is we understand things might happen, right? Let me take it on in the wider picture of what we have just said. You start these classes for 6 months, you have already been here for 1 month, and you have something like an emergency whereby you need to travel back home and you don't have internet to continue, right? At that moment, KiawiTech understands. When you come back, you can either join, if you have to stay for an extensive length of time, and it's difficult for you to catch up, you can always come back and join the batch that is coming after the batch that you are in at no cost. You just want to continue from where you stopped, then you pay that remaining balance that you had. That is the first thing. The second thing now is what happened if this week I thought I was going to be in class and I am not in class. All of these classes are recorded. We share this with you, and we also at one point organize catch-up classes for those who are behind to be able to come in, and we make sure that you all are on the same page. That is what we do. So you have the videos to catch up. You can get a one-on-one if it's really something that you could not control it, and it's just a 1 day. Well, we can arrange a one-on-one to help you get up to standard, or get up to the level where every other student is.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this question. What advice you give to someone interested in data science? If you, as earlier mentioned by Doctor, right, this class is just that foundation. Anything that you need to do as far as data is concerned, getting to Azure, becoming a data analyst, becoming a data scientist, becoming an architect, all of these things, it starts from the base. You need to have this basic database knowledge. So from this basic knowledge, Dr. started as a database administrator. Today, he decided he wants to go the Azure route. If you start today as a database administrator and you build that foundation as a database administrator, you can decide now to go into data science or become a data analyst. This is the base, which we believe is a solid foundation if you really build on it, and you have a lot of branches up there that you can actually excel to.
And even salary-wise, database administrator compares very, very well with data scientists. You know, if you look at salary range for data scientists out there, they are also in range of 100 and 150. That's still the same level that database administrators do. If that is really your passion, that's the direction you want to go to, fine. This is a very good foundation because everything relies on the database. And like I said in the beginning, a database administrator, the role of a database administrator is so critical for every single company because you pull data from the database. Right? If you cut off the database, everybody is useless. The data scientists are useless. The analyst guys are useless. Everyone, developers are useless because they have no data. Now, you are like the main security guard. If you look at this as someone who breached into a bank and is about to steal money, and he breaks through all doors, and you be the last guy for the guys to break through to steal the jewelry, because the DBA stands in front of the most valuable asset in every single company. And maybe some of you might not really know that. The data in every company, data is the most valuable asset. It's more than any money you can talk of. When you go to a bank and steal money, if you rob a bank and steal money, they have insurance. Insurance will reimburse that money. But if you steal the data, it's gone. And a company can go bankrupt just by you stealing that data. And that's why you see a lot of hackers out there. When you hear a hacker is going out there, they're not going out to do anything to steal computers and steal monitors. They are going after the data. Once they lay hands on that data, they steal the data. They know that they have the company's most valuable asset, and the company will do everything possible to get it back by paying a ransom. Then you hear of ransomware and kinds of things like that. So why do they pay DBA so much? Not because the job is difficult, it's because you deal with the most sensitive data that a company have, and that's where their capital is. You know. So the next question here is about the legal status in this country, if you need to be a US citizen or not. No, I've had this question over and over. You don't need to be a US citizen, nor even a green card holder to become a database administrator and work in the field. So long as you have the right to work authorization in this country, you are fine. There are some jobs, like government jobs, that require some security background, and those jobs are clearly stated they're US citizens. And if you are not a US citizen, you cannot apply for that. But this only applies to certain jobs, not all the jobs. What you should be most concerned right now is, do you have the right to work in the US? And the next question is, are the resources provided for this course sufficient to effectively complete the course, or do we need to provision, acquire additional resources, purchase book in particular? Well, you can see in this class, we'll ask you to buy your laptops. Right? And the specifications of that laptop were well stated there. We asked you to buy your monitor, and if you have not bought your laptop and the monitor, you're going to face problems in this class. Why? Because look, today is just an orientation class. There is no practical work. You're just watching us talk. But the next class right now, it will be practical work, which means you need to watch and do it at the same time. Now, if you have it on one screen, now the moment you click, you need to see what the teacher is doing. By the time you want to flip screen to click again, he has gone 1 or 2 steps forward, and you want to come back, you will get lost, right? That's why we need a second monitor, because you need to have the instructor on one screen and have your lab environment on another screen. You watch and you do it at the same time. Don't rely, because some of you will tell me, no, I'm good with one lab monitor. You will be lost in this class. And it has been proven. We know that it will not work with one monitor. You need a second monitor. I really don't prefer having 2 laptops, because there's a lot of echoes. When you have 2 laptops, they will be echoing. So just get a monitor. Go to pawn shop, you can get a monitor for less than $50. Just connect to the laptop and you will be perfectly okay. Now, if you bought a laptop that does not meet the requirement and it needs to upgrade the RAM, maybe from the 8 gigs to 16 gigs, we don't do that for you because that's your responsibility. You need to do that. You know, so any other thing in this class that has to do with your laptop not meeting up to the expectation, it is your responsibility. But as far as the software that you install, as far as the e-copy, I said it, e-copy of the books that's required, all the videos, the syllabus, every material that you need will be provided for you at no extra charge. Any question? No.
Question.
All right. Yes.
Oh, I just want to find out, you guys are already into the field and I'm just an aspiring database administrator. I know there's no free ride here in this world. I just want to know, what are some of the challenges one will get out there as a DBA? These challenges, I just hope it will help me or maybe some other person to like try to be proactive and try to like be more determined, even knowing that these challenges are out there and we'll definitely face them.
The challenges that you will face out there as a database administrator, some of the challenges that you're going to face will be keeping up with the technology, right? This is a fast-paced field where things are always changing. So what I'm much trying to say is that you should be open to learn. And companies like that a lot. They like people who come in with that open mindset and they're ready to learn, you know, because you will always learn. I'm still learning today. I will always learn and I like it, you know, but you can also, so you should be able to open up and be ready to learn new things. Because even when you are working, when you switch companies from one company to another, the technologies are not the same. The way they do things is different. So you still need to learn those things. So that's one challenge that you're going to face. Secondly, what you need to face out there, for some of you, you will face the challenge of moving out of your comfort zone to get a job somewhere else. You know, I always say it to every single one of you. The most difficult job that you ever have in this field is that first job. Is the first job. That's the most difficult part. So if it becomes really that difficult, you should be willing to move out, go get a job somewhere, work for a couple of years, get the experience and come back. I started not here in Houston. I live in Houston, but my first job was not here in Houston. Ask most of these people here, they will tell you their first job was not where they live. You know, that could be a challenge to some people who are restricted by family reasons, for whatever reason, there could be a challenge for them. You know, what other challenge? Barbara, what other challenge do you think they're going to face out there?
Well, doctor, I still want to say that they're going to face challenges like keeping up with the technologies. For instance, I got into the field at a time when I had not studied, or a technology like always on availability groups was not really that strong out there. So I faced that challenge, but I want to assure you that we have an already established team that they work in diverse work environments. For instance, Doctor had a lot of knowledge with always on availability groups because he had that in his job, and I have a lot of knowledge with upgrades because that's what I've been doing most of the time at work. So whatever challenge you have, we have Tuesday classes that you bring those challenges to, and I can guarantee you that 9 times out of 10, someone in that group has done that at work and they'll be able to walk you through. So that's one of the biggest challenges. And the second thing is that some people choose to remain in Maryland, others want to remain in Houston, others want to remain where they first of all got to when they came to America. But that would be the challenge. They don't want to leave that place, like Doctor has rightly said. Apart from that, I feel like that's the only challenge that you get there. You don't get to see, you don't get people who insult you like Mr. Norris, who used to work as a debt collector. You don't have people who be mean to you, and basically that's it. That's what I feel like. To me, those are the challenges.
I think you can also have like a challenge when you have, you know, if you have to work with a team who is not like cooperative. They say hard work is a team. If you are working in an environment that your team doesn't like you, you can have that challenge. Like as you heard, Meg said she had a first job and then lose her job. It was because the team didn't like her. You know, everybody was white. Father working with the son, all of them were DBA manager and supervisor, so they didn't like her. So that was her challenge, and she lost her job. So those are some of the challenges.
And then just to add to that, this is what you all will mostly see. You are leaving maybe from the healthcare field and you are getting into a database. In an environment or in a company, when you get into a company as a database administrator, there are other teams that you work with. You have system administrators, you have security engineers, you have VMware engineers that you all work with in a team. So for the most part, they'll know that you're coming in as an IT and you have some basic knowledge. So your interaction with those people now is going to be a challenge to actually get yourself integrated in that environment. But the good thing is we have a plan for that. We do not teach you just database administration. We give you, we explain to you how the entire IT sector is. Who are the stakeholders that you're going to be working with? How do you communicate with these people? So we have some of those challenges and we have a plan on how we walk you through, and you'll not really see them to be very, very challenging for you. But that is one of the things.
I got a question, Doctor.
Yes, please.
Yeah, after following up with the introductory class we're having today, I've heard a lot of important things and encouraging things, but I would like to ask Barbara, if you don't mind. I also come from a background. I did English modern letters in the University of Yaoundé, and I want to ask if somewhere during the course we'll have to face some real like science-based operations, like, I don't know, mathematical equations and all those things we've been running away from secondary school. And I don't know, but I do trust there's a solid team behind there that will help us with this. I don't know. I mean, it's completely new to me, and
I am so ready for your question. And I'm happy that this question actually came up. Getting from someone, this is first-hand information. Because you have a background in English modern letters, that's a plus. Why? What gets you into this job is your power, is your mouth, how you can communicate. And now, because you're able to understand English effectively, can you read this thing and can you click it here? Can you interpret something? So let's say, if I tell you that click on this, are you able to click on that? So there are a lot of things that you're going to learn here through documentation. It's not like I know everything on my head. I'm equally going to read from somewhere in order to teach you. So the fact that you're able to comprehend English language, I mean, it crowns it all. You're in the right direction. And the fact that you're able to talk, Americans do not understand, like broken English and all that stuff. The fact that you know English and your English, the background, you have a background in English language is an added plus. So if you understand English, that's okay. There's nothing about sciences here. There's no equation for you to balance here. And that's it, you know.
No X to find.
No X to find. No Y.
X.
Now that makes me feel better.
Yeah, we don't find X.
Hi, Doctor. Can you hear me, please?
I'm having a question. Let me round up on what Barbara said. So if you have English, one of the main means of communication here is by emails. So just the fact that you can articulate your writings, what you need very well, that is a plus. So if you have a background in English here, it is really advantageous for you, because at your job, all you do is email communication. You do a lot of email communication, so you already have a step ahead.
So
right.
Thank you.
A question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Actually, my name is Hadran Atta.
Okay.
It's a pleasure meeting you all here. I've been following up on all the questions and your responses concerning the job and the movement. You guys were like, it's so difficult to leave from your comfort zone to another region. But again, you guys made mention of working from home. So how does that fit in?
Okay.
I just want to be clear on that.
Yes. Well, not every single job will offer you the opportunity to work from home. This field is very flexible. You don't clock in, nobody control when you go to work, when you leave, and how many hours you've worked, right? But they expect that your job should be done. That's one, that's fully. Some companies, some managers will try to micromanage, but that's not the right way. In this field, most of the time, you are not micromanaged. Nobody cares when you get to work and so on. But most companies give you the opportunity to work from home, not 100%, but it's like 2 or 3 days. You can work 2 or 3 days from home and 2 days in the office and so on like that. It really depends on the company policy. But right now, as we speak, with the ongoing coronavirus crisis going on, I would say all IT database administrators are working from home. It's not because that's the way it's always going to be. Before that, I used to go to the office like 3 days a week and 2 days at home. But there are also jobs where when you are applying for the job, it clearly says remote position, which means you are going to be working only from home. If that is the job you go in for, fine. But if you're going in for an on-site, you will have to go based on the company policy. I've been in a company where working from home was not allowed. You have to be in the office Monday through Friday. They just don't check when you work, when you come to work, when you leave, but they just want to make sure you come to the office. So it really depends. Let me give it to Alan. He had a question, and I will answer a couple of questions online here. Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alan, and I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for the explanations you've given. I would just like to ask a very small question. It mentions that we are going to be doing this course for about 6 to 7 months. And then it says under that 2 months for project. Now, is that included in that 6 to 7 months?
Yes.
Or is this after?
It is included.
Okay, great. And just one more thing. If you could just maybe give us I don't know if you mentioned this later, but maybe give us a quick rundown, like, okay, you're taking this course. This is what you expect to be, or what you expect to know after 2 months, after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, after 4 months. This is where we will be in the course. That will really be helpful.
Yes, I might not really go into all the details right now, but what I want to let you understand is that when I say 6 to 7 months, it is including the first 5 months of this is just going through the fundamentals of everything that you need to know. That's why we spend enough time to make sure you understand this. Even though those are fundamentals, we only work on projects. So every single time we start a new topic, I am going to show you a typical example at work, an exercise that I'm expected to do, and we'll link it with the topic. So that's why every single one that is instructor here is working. We can't have people here who only read and then give it out to you, because it's different. You need to work in order to teach someone the material, So after that 5, when we have intensive project phase, where we have a capstone project, you really work on that project and you present that project. Then when you're done with that, we have another intensive phase of interview where we will really grill you. We will simulate an interview. A lot of people that are in here, all those mentors that we're talking about, you will see them towards the end when they start coming into the interview. We bring senior database administrators that are already in the field. They will have an interview panel with 6 people. You will be the one to sit down there on the hot, we call it hot seat. We put you on the hot seat. We will ask you questions from beginning to end. Sometimes hot seat go for 2-3 hours. We question you on things that you've learned in this class. And we simulate you, because you should not only have that kind of experience when you go out there. You should already have it here, and it's good here because we are not giving you any job, but at least we are helping you to know what you expect to get out there, so that's how we do that. And I don't know, what was the last part of the question again?
Sorry, the progression, what we expect after about a month. Yes.
Oh, exactly. So as you go through this program, I had a lot of students here that have actually had jobs before they end this program. Brian was one of them. You see that there are a lot of topics as we cover them. I'm going to tell you, this is the kind of job that you can apply out there. You at this particular level, you are already qualified to apply for a junior level position. For those who are really, you want to try, who want to dare and do it, feel free to go and apply for it, but it's right now, I can't really do that right now as we speak, but as the class starts and you have the syllabus, we will be updating you as we progress. What are the kinds of jobs that you can apply? What are the things that we expect you to be able to do by now? Because we have multiple projects. Remember, when you join here, you will be in groups. You will not work alone. So you have groups, and you guys will always be presented. Every single time we meet, there is a group presenting a project, and that project is a corporate work project. So we encourage group work in this class, because even when you go out there and you're working, you are never going to do it by yourself. You're going to be in groups. So let's start learning it from here, so that you get used to it when you get out there. Now, let me leave here, answer a couple of questions I have here. One question was, I often hear the word Oracle server, database server. I believe is Is this the same thing? Well, Oracle database administration and SQL Server database administration are all relational databases. You've heard of Oracle before. You know, they all provide the same thing. But Microsoft actually tops the list. If you can look it up, compare the way the rating of different relational database management system. The reason why I like SQL is that it is user-friendly, it's easy to learn, and you can easily do the same thing that you do with Oracle. And then again, companies prefer SQL because the licenses is cheap. Oracle has a much higher, they are much more autonomous and they're much better in terms of the kinds of things that they can do. But the same thing you can do with Oracle, you can do with SQL, and SQL is much more cheaper. And that's why the demand for SQL Server database administration is very high. Every single batch, I don't know whether this batch has one, I've always had 2 or 3 Oracle database administrators that come in because they want to improve on their skills. And those people, they hardly even go to the end of the class before getting a job. So they are all relational database management system. And then I hear another question, does the second monitor needs to have 16 gigs memory? No, it's just a monitor. It's not a PC. It's just a monitor to display. So you can buy any monitor and connect to your laptop to be able to take the class. And the last question is, what are the expectations about managing database? Well, cost expectation is what I just talked about, what the database administrator is all going to be doing. You know, that's what we expect from you. But then as we go into this, we will be telling you as time goes on what we expect you to have learned by now and what the company will really expect from you in this kind of topic. And there are some topics here in this class that are like a must. You must know it. Like there's no way you can be a database administrator without understanding it. Example is a backup and restore. You have to understand that. There's no playing around that because that's where the core values of every DBA relies on. The company wants someone who can bring back the data in case there's a disaster. You need to know that. And we will give you more and more of all those kinds of topics as time goes on. Concerning the meeting up with the laptop specification, how long does the course do and how long into the course do we need to meet up with the standard? Well, I will say, if you don't have the specification right now, I'll give you maximum 2 months into the program. After that, if you don't have it, you will only watch. You will not be able to do anything we're doing in this class because at that moment, we should have gotten to a point where we need you to have the specification. So in the beginning, if you really don't have it right now, you could still manage in the beginning so long as you are able to make sure that by the 2nd month into the program, you should have secured your laptop that meets those requirements. Then I don't think you need to desktop. Okay, someone just replied the question. Do you think working remote is a good decision for the beginner? Personally, I will say for a beginner, no. I would prefer that you start off and work on-premise, get used to people, get the resources that you want, and you get a remote position. But people understand things differently. There's some people who are very smart. They have no issue working remotely. I've had students that have their first job remote, purely remote, which is totally fine. So that is really up to you. We are really running out of time, so I will just want to summarize the last one. What's the difference between SQL Server and MySQL Server? Just like I talked about Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle, MySQL is also another relational database management system. It's an open source, but when you are going into this, look for what companies want, not what is there. You know, if you have to do it based on demand, and I will tell you that about all these relational database management systems that are listed here, Microsoft SQL Server is the best because it's cheap, it's cheap for the company, and it's available, and it's user-friendly. All right, if there's really no urgent question, I will want to wrap up right now. So because we still have a couple of things we need to do before, I see someone raising their hand. Yes, someone that joined with Gallery SA. Today I'm letting you join with all these kinds of names, but when the class really starts, I will need you to join with your real name. So we don't have to call you Galaxy SA. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You need to speak out. I can't hear you, please.
Can you hear me?
Very friendly, but go ahead.
Okay, so my question is, I heard one of the participants mention something about not having experience in a lot of code writing. And when I followed that course, the author of the course was doing a lot of code writing. So how are we going to get about that?
Okay.
I can take that.
Yes, please.
So the reason why we gave you that course is just to understand that, okay, as a database administrator, there are other things that you can do. There are other things that you can be expected to do. So you have those who are really who are really based in writing code. You have database programmers. There are programmers that actually write those codes. As a database administrator, you do mostly the administration work. But to having that basic knowledge on how to write basic statements that can help you leap from a database administrator to a data scientist or something like that, you also have those in databases, right, as a database administrator. So throughout the course, we also try to give you some that basic knowledge to be able to write select statements, but that is not your main responsibility. You have a database administrator who administers the databases. You have a database developer who will be charged in writing those codes. And my job right now, if I need to do something that requires some complex code, I just need to get to my programmer. I need a code that can perform this to me. You'll go ahead and write that. So it's nothing that you should really worry about now. But if you want to leave database administration and get into a database developer or a programmer, then the code writing is something that you can really get into.
Okay. I think I'm fine with the administration. Thank you for the explanation, though.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So at this moment here, I would like to stop the questions just in view of time. But feel free to still use the forum to ask your questions. And then we will be very much happy to answer your questions if you didn't have it answered right now, just in view of time. So, Brian, I'll let you move ahead with the next step.
Okay, thank you. So, hi everyone, I hope we all are doing good. You all have asked some really interesting questions. So the next thing here that we have actually is we need the experience. We're using the experience from the past class to better ourselves. In the past class, we have had people who come in with degrees in IT, they know a lot already, but when you join them with people who don't have any experience in IT, and you are teaching everything from scratch, it's taking time, the people with advanced knowledge, they feel like you are wasting their time. So we are trying to grade you all at this point to see where you belong. So if there is need for this class, for us to split this into two, to have two separate classes running together, then we'll know that, okay, these people can be in this class, they have a similar knowledge, they can actually work at the same speed, while these other people can work at the same speed. So there's a short survey here of 15 basic IT questions. It's a placement test. It will help us to make that decision. And 15 basic questions in IT and some general questions just to see where you want to be. I'm going to send this link. If you have your phone or your computer, you can use that link and fill it out. So this link I'm gonna send is for you to take the placement exam. We'll get the results after break. If need be, we would send them out immediately today, or we're still gonna work and make other changes just based on time. So just look out. That is gonna be our break. You're just gonna take a 15-minute or a 10-minute. Just take the survey. Take note of the score that you have, and we will go from there. So let me send out this link. Let's see. Sending out the link in the chat so you all can get it. Okay. So I'm gonna send it in this chart. You can just click it. I'm gonna say if you are using your phone, just answer it once. It's gonna capture some information. I'm sending that generally in the chat to everyone. You can just click on it. You're just gonna fill the basic information, read if you want to, read the questions, and there is no pass or fail mark, right? We are just trying to grade you all and see where we can place each and every one of you. So that link has been sent in the chat. The link has been sent in the chat. Somebody is asking, what class do you teach? Just to let you know, also as a program coordinator, there is no particular instructor for any class. We really interchange because at times it's good for you to hear from multiple people to understand. So it's not as if Doctor is teaching this class, Barbara is teaching this class, Brian is teaching this class. We always have to interchange. So the link is out there. Let me know if you have any issues.
Can you send it to the WhatsApp group, please?
Yes, just make sure you fill it just once. I'm sending it in the WhatsApp group, but make sure you fill it just once. Orientation, and again, there is no pass or fail question, just do it and let's get where you belong. So at this point, we're gonna give you 10 minutes. Just feel that you don't have to write anything. It's a multiple choice. So let's say we are taking a break from now till 2:15. So let's get 10 minutes to get that done. And
don't worry if you don't know the answer, right? This is just a quick test to see what level you have, so that we know exactly where to place you, right? So it's okay if you don't know anything on that class, if you know nothing, that's fine. Just go ahead and feel it. Don't feel bad about it. We understand that not everyone here understands that. No. All right. Brian, please call me, please.
All right. While you're taking, I'm gonna put this. Moment. Let me know, is anyone able to open the link?
Yes, it's I'm working on it already.
All right, perfect. Just to make sure.
What happened? The thing disappeared. Oh. What happened to my screen?
Someone just sent a picture here. When it tells you need to put in your email address there, so that is okay. It's gonna take the first thing you see require. You need to first of all put in an email address.
Oh, what happened to my? Oh.
You got my score, Brian. I just finished. The fish is blue, the fish is blue, the fish is blue, blue.
We are doing this because we want to make sure that your money is not wasted. We want to be held accountable for the knowledge that we're gonna, for the training that we're gonna offer you. We don't want a situation where somebody comes in with no knowledge in IT and we take you and we put with people who have already had degrees in IT and we start talking about backing up and restoring a database or going to program files or doing something and you are lost. So that's the main reason why we are doing this, to grade where you can be so we can provide you the necessary resources to bring you up to speed. Other classes or other institutions, they will not mind. All they care is about money. Just come in, register. After 2 weeks, you'll be like, man, the speed is above me, I cannot cope. And you back out, of which you have already paid. So we really want to make sure that you get what you're paying your money for, and the training that you are getting here is what we're going to have in the agreement that we're going to sign. So this is not in any way just trying to see how perfect you are, but fit where you really think you're going to fit. Because if you are having this advanced knowledge and you decide to go and be in the class with people who need to start learning from scratch how to right click or how to left click, then you're going to feel bored at one point. So make sure that you go to the class with the people that you really can work and communicate with. So this is not in any way saying that if you're in the junior class, it means you are dull. No, if you're in the junior class, it's just because you want to start from scratch and you have not had that basic computer knowledge that will keep you up to speed with those who have already had IT classes before. All right, so we have 2 more minutes and I'm gonna close that form. And I'm gonna send out the results to you all. You'll see. Do you get your grades when you're done? Does it show you or no?
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay. Yes, doctor. Mm-hmm.